So this is it. This is the end of a decade in just a few days. I've actually been doing this for 10 years now. If you go back and look at my oldest video, I've been doing YouTube for 10 years. Not consistently, but my very first video that I put out to the world was in 2010. It was a WoW PvP video with a hunter in Wrath of the Lich King. But I just want to kind of talk about some things that I've learned. So this is what you guys don't see behind the scenes, is my ever-growing collection of stuff to make my videos better. I've always told myself, it's not the gear that makes you, it's not the cameras, it's your storytelling, it's your content. Of course it's frustrating when you're like, oh, I just need to buy this one thing and that would just make my videos night and day better. Okay, so your picture looks clearer and you look better, but you still have trouble talking to the camera. If you go Google epic B-roll, cinematic B-roll, B-roll this, B-roll that, it's all about the B-roll. And so everyone is so invested in buying this gear for YouTube, everyone forgot it was about the story. It's about the content. It's not about like slow motion burnouts, even though those are super cool. It's not about a drone shot of a mountain, even though that's super cool. It's like, okay, well, what happens after this? What happens after? Are you getting emotion into the audience, your emotion into the audience? Can they relate to when you were mad or sad or angry? Or can they relate to the fun that you're having? People just think that if they buy the fanciest, newest things, they'll be able to suddenly do that, and that has been a big lesson. I've always been a frugal person. I've always been kind of a best bang for your buck type of guy. I never really buy things that deliver what you would call a premium experience. I buy things that might require a little bit of push and pull, and if you're willing to put in that little bit of extra work up front, then you can get just about the same experience as the premium product would let you have. When I first started this journey, I knew absolutely nothing about cameras. I knew nothing about film. I didn't even know that you could take a lens off of a camera. All I knew was how to record my screen, play video games, put metal music in the background, and then edit it and post it to YouTube and hope for some like, wow, that was cool comments, and then I could get carried. I didn't know anything about how to talk to a camera. Oh man, like even today, I still don't think I know how to talk to a camera. My very, very first YouTube video that I did where I was in front of the camera, where you get to see me, I did it with a GoPro, and it was terrible. It was an old, open box, dirty GoPro, and when I got it, the lens was smudged, but on the side that you couldn't wipe. This is my degree. Well, this is my degree, and I got it for free. While I was making that GoPro video, it was probably the hardest thing that I've ever done. Every sentence that I say has like a hard cut between it, like a jump cut, because I couldn't maintain my train of thought, and I definitely couldn't look at the camera. I still have trouble with that today. When I posted it, I was like, wow, that was really rewarding. That was really challenging because I'm an introvert. I just kind of keep to myself and I'm in my head a lot. So doing that as an introvert is like the thing that we don't do. So I decided, hey, maybe I could get better at this. I got a Sony a6300. I posted that in my last video. Basically, it doesn't have a flip out screen. So you see all the vloggers like this, and it's got the flippy screen so that you can see if you're in the shot or not. The Sonys don't have that. The Sonys just have a screen on the back. You guys have no idea how many videos I filmed with the Sony, and I went back to watch it later and I wasn't in the shot. And hopefully it'll be much more enjoyable to watch. Oh my, dude, I just spent like 45 minutes trying to get this out, and then this is unusable. I used to use a vlog microphone, the ones that you put on the camera above it, and I would put it on a boom like this, and then I'd keep it like 10 feet away because I thought that would work. None of that happened. It was just... After using the Sony for a little bit, I decided I needed something with a flip out screen, and so I got the GH5. And I didn't realize when you buy a GH5 and you're moving from a Sony, the lenses don't fit. I messed up, and now I had to buy all these new lenses. Here is a perfect example of something I would do in my older videos. I would put the camera right here, and I'd point it at me, and then it would be like super dark, and I would go edit it, and I'd be like, oh, I need to raise the brightness. Then I'd destroy the video. And so what I would do to fix this is take this little light up here, right next to the camera, boom, now problem solved. Things like this that I just had to learn. My favorite thing that I've had to face on YouTube was the classic, why do you sound so depressed, Josh? I'm not. I'm really not. This was the push after I kept seeing these comments of, you sound so depressed, Josh. Why? You have like no energy. So I forced myself to be like, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. Make sure to smash that like button. And we're doing an iPhone giveaway. All you gotta do is be subscribed. It's just not me, man. As I kept making these videos where I was trying to push this energy that wasn't me into my videos, it was just like, I can't do this. If this is what YouTube wants, if this is what YouTube is, this is stupid. I'm just a laid back person. I'm not low energy. I have energy. I let out a hoop and a holler here and there, but just, I gotta be doing something that's worthy of that. Like me sitting here talking to a camera is not the same as skydiving. So I'm just real kind of down to earth, laid back, low key, everything's chill. I guess people want you to be so energetic and happy and smiles and rainbows and gumdrops and fluffy teddy bears and nothing is ever wrong in my life, and look at this entire video as an Instagram highlight. And I was just like, this is not real. But I'm just gonna keep it real because that's the only thing I really know how to do, and I think being transparent with the audience builds trust. So to me, YouTube is a personal challenge every day of my life to be better at communicating, to get better at not caring what people think. Man, I grew up caring what people think way too much. Are they looking over here? What are they thinking about me? They're not. They're wondering what you think about them. That's why they're looking at you. And there's no better place to learn how to not care about what people think than putting yourself on the internet. And I'm looking at you, r/roast me. I used to think I was the only person like me. YouTube was a realization that I could reach people that are like me, that also think that there are other people like them. One of the things that I've learned when you do it yourself and you live this kind of lifestyle where you're an entrepreneur is that you have to invest in yourself first, and not into material items, not into toys. Don't go buy a Lambo to showcase that you're running a business and that you're making money. Is that you have to take that and you have to put it back into yourself. Don't buy material items unless they're really gonna help you become who you want to be. This has been a huge struggle for me. Not in that I buy things that I don't need, but I don't buy things that I do need, because I come from the mindset of just make what you have work, you know, and you'll be just fine. Save the money, and which for the most part I would say is a pretty good way of handling things and not expending excessive amounts of money. When I'm not making videos, I'm not balling out by any means. I'm not like your typical social media influencer, even though I'm an influencer. Oh, I hate that. I got all this money and look, I live in this big expensive house, and you can too if you just buy my course on how to make courses, you know? What I do right now is basically run a digital media content business is how I would describe it. When I'm not making videos, I'm sitting in my room learning how to tell stories better, learning how to color grade, learning how to edit, learning about new cameras that are coming out, and do I really need that thing? I do a lot of DevOps. I don't code web apps because I don't have any web app ideas and I don't work for a web app company, but I do a lot of DevOps and I do a lot of coding on that side. I do a lot of marketing research. I do a lot of design research. When I'm not making videos, that's what I'm doing. I'm just sitting in my room learning about how to do things better for the long term. For those of you that care to know, lately I've been researching a lot about cameras. One of my main issues has been being in focus and not being able to move around. This is one thing that I got here, which is Canon EOS R. It's what I'm filming on right now. You'll notice that I can move around and I can actually get close to the camera, and wow, would you look at that? I'm still in focus. Isn't that amazing? But I'm not talking about just this Canon camera that I'm using. So this is a Canon C200. No, it's not a RED camera. No, it's not an ARRI Alexa camera. And it's a big step. One of the biggest investments that I've ever made into this channel. I held out for so long on getting this stuff because as I said before, I think that content is king. Story is king. The video where I am talking about why I won't work a developer job anymore, 435,000 views. I'm not even in focus. I'm not even in focus. The blender bottle that I have is in focus and I'm just in the background. 500,000 views. Can't even see my face. And I would always tell myself, Josh, real filmmakers don't use autofocus. If you guys don't know that, they don't use autofocus. Everyone just uses manual focus. Look at the camera here. You have this little area here. This is your focus area. If you move forwards or backwards outside of that little range there, you're no longer going to be in focus. And that's the reason why I'm always just sitting in my room in a chair and not doing anything. It's because I can't do this unless I can take the camera and turn the wheel, which even right now I can't do because the camera's out of range, so I can't do it. That's a big explanation for people that don't really care. Well, I bet I got an autofocusing system, but it's something that I fought with for a long time. I'm just like, okay, it's your job. Just get better first. Do it the hard way, like the real filmmakers do. Going from a GoPro to this is just insane. I would have never thought that I would have got to the point where I decided that this is a big deal now. And going from knowing absolutely zero about cameras to getting a proper cinema camera really is just makes me incredibly thankful. There's a phrase that I always repeat to myself when I want to buy something that is premium, and it's, if you give a man $1 million, it won't make him a millionaire. And it would have been exactly the same thing with me had I had all this stuff before I was ready for it. I wouldn't have known what to do with it. I wouldn't know what these buttons mean. I wouldn't know any of that stuff. And most importantly, I didn't earn it. I didn't work my way up to that point. This video isn't meant to be about money. This video isn't meant to show off the things that I have or the physical items. It's just meant to showcase what you can do if you like embrace the process and go through the dirt, and that this is what that looks like. It's the same thing in whatever you do in life. You know, when you're learning code, you got to go through the dirt. You got to get good at being stuck. You got to be okay with asking for help. You got to feel okay not feeling okay. When you're getting a job, you got to get good at doing interviews. You got to become less nervous. You have to become more confident, become more outcome independent. Learning how to embrace that and being like, look, man, just keep going. It is what it is. You don't got to like it right now, but you'll like it when it's done, and you'll like it when it's over with, and it'll be fine. You can be happy even when you're struggling, and you can be happy even when you're uncomfortable, and you can be happy even when you're not totally, you know, smiley faces all the time. And that was kind of a mind-blowing thought that I have, because you're making progress. And that's what happiness is for me, at least, is just making progress or pushing through things that I know are difficult for me. For all of us, this is the end of a decade, and it's really easy to think about everything that we did and everything that we didn't do. You know, all the pointless things that captured our attention for the last 10 years. And we look back and wonder, like, why did I spend so much time doing that? Why did I do the thing that they suggested and not what I really wanted to do here? Because I was worried about what they would think of me. When I look back at 2010, I see myself as like this lost young guy who didn't have any direction in life. You know, I was hopping from college to college, trying to find a major so that I could have a job. I didn't know what I wanted in life. I only knew how to decide if what other people wanted for me were a good fit. I never knew how to take that first step and be like, this is what I want today. This is what Josh wants to do. I didn't know what my passion was. I didn't know how to find it. So I just kept doing things. And eventually I found a hint and another hint. And then I had to take a leap and be like, maybe this is it. And if it's not, this is gonna be a big failure, but it'll be worth it to figure out if this is really what I want. For me, I found passion in the thing that is a daily challenge for me. The thing I would have never imagined myself doing. And I imagine it might be the same for you. But really, I wouldn't be here without you guys watching my videos. I wouldn't be here without you guys commenting and giving me ideas, telling me, you know what, just you should talk about that. You keep saying it, you should talk about that. And just kind of pushing me forward and just kind of supporting me and propelling me. And, you know, I wouldn't have this or any of these items without you guys. I think that I do work hard, but no audience, no one to watch my videos, I wouldn't have any of this. So all I can hope is that you get something out of these videos, be it positive or something that you learned or just something that you can walk away with from these videos. I wish all of you the very best going into this next new decade. I know it's a little bit early. I'm just very thankful for what I have and for you guys. So I'll see you in the next one.